a satsang, where it is directed towards the divine nature and directed towards the divine nature, which can't be captured by our physical eyes, can't be grasped upon through our own physical hands or any of our five senses. To touch and taste and see the light of divine, we must go within. We must redirect our attention and focus to the seat of our soul, and from the soul, as we go inwards and upwards. In today's meeting, we have our beloved spiritual mother. I call her my spiritual mother, Anandamayi Ma, whose presence is already here with us. And the intention of today's meeting is for all of us to experience the meltdown into the oneness, or else union with the divine nature. We call it divine love, but it has nothing to do with the love we see on this earth. It has nothing to do with any personal relations. So the love divine to be merged and become one with. We must shift our direction from all our five senses at first. We must come to a place of stillness, which that is already beyond any activity of mind in any way. And there is no association with anything worldly, so to speak. The love divine can only be experienced beyond your intellect, beyond any reasoning. And it is available and possible for everyone. To taste the divine nectar. It is a love that has nothing to do with your heart chakra. It is not related in your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is related to your five senses and all the connectivity you experience here as this planetary self, connection and unity. The love divine that pours from God, Source itself, is a love that can only be experienced if we truly surrender ourselves, all of that we know of ourselves, all of it. And allowing the higher divine's grace to align you and connect you with the love that is eternal, that is boundless, that is not related to anything in the external world. Thus, if you touch upon it, then it appears everywhere. There is a gateway, there is an entry point for us to go within and rise above any worldly distractions, above any streams of energies that pull you here or there, to rise above the worldly engagements, to come to the meeting with the soul, with the seat of your soul. And from your soul, you rise upwards into the divine realm. Then that pours into your heart, yes, but it doesn't come from the heart chakra. The meeting must happen through your soul first. And with the support of Anandamayi Ma, just like guide, a master, guiding you through the right routes, to the perfect route, just like walking up a mountain, having that one very sharp route, knowing your way upwards. And the top of the mountain is where you meet the beloved, the divine love, the divine nature. So it's a rooting upwards that needs to occur. And for that, it requires for us to detach from anything that keeps you binded in your five senses. So you will not find the divine nature anywhere lower through your own body. You will not find divine nature through your sacral center, through your solar plexus or heart, because these are connected with the senses and with the external reality, so to speak. Thus, we have to learn how to reverse engineer, go back from where we originate from, go within, go back and rise up. And these beings, just like Anandamayi Ma, they are the spiritual guides, the masters, the ones that show us the way, show us the pathway, illuminate the pathway to the source, to the nature of loving union with God. And so once we know the route, once we know the way, then you don't have to wait for decades of practices which don't actually lead you to that union with divine nature. It is always about the living presence. Yeah, in the living presence of now is where you can access the deepest state of your own natural consciousness. Although we know that to tap into ourselves, it is only possible in the here and now, there are a lot of hopes and desires and ways that control us or limit us to believe that sometime in the future is where I can rest in the beloved. That's where I can be my utmost loving self. Now, there is this very subtle mechanism that pulls us away from the living presence of the here and the now. So this is to be reminded. This is to be reminded, and this is why satsang happens. Because satsang is a space, it's an oasis where we go beyond any mind and tap into that eternal love and eternal bliss and divine nectar. And so for that, we must really learn to practice withdrawing of our attention. Maybe a few would say, okay, so what does this have to do with divine love? It has a lot to do because you have to really reflect on yourself and see, where are you in your day-to-day life? What are you giving into? Where is your focus going? What are you doing in your day-to-day life experience? And most of the time, you find yourself to be so scattered everywhere. Even opening your phone, even checking your Facebook, even going on YouTube, you're dispersing your energy outwards. The energy outwards is a way how you lose your spiritual energy, how you distract yourself away from the loving source within you. So it is very important for us to know that the only way to God, the only way to unite through love is to go within. And going within requires a deep surrender. Requires us to practice being selfless, or for others, practicing becoming nothing or nobody. Now that's a good start to access your divinity. Maybe for others, you're still finding your way to become truly still, beyond noise, beyond chaos, beyond distractions. You are able to remain still. And for that stillness, you already have to go beyond your five senses. So that's the very first step for everybody. So here I'm bringing a bit of practicality as well. You know, we must empower each other to find what works, find what helps us to integrate divinity. Yes, it is possible, but we have to know the way it works. And since we live in a world which it has such a strong intensity of stimuli from all directions, that it may be difficult for some to find that place of quietness, of silence, of withdrawal from your five senses, of gathering your attention into your third eye, going beyond it, because that is the doorway to divine nature. That's the opening. It's like we have to close all other doors and open that inner door. And that inner door is the seat of our soul. And it's through the soul that we move into this divine nature and bring that forward, reunite it, strengthen the bridge that has been overlooked, bring your higher vehicles of consciousness in such a strong alignment that for you here in this body, there is no way you will forget divinity. There is no way in whatever action you do, there's no way you forget God. Everything that moves from you is of service to God. Everything that moves you as a soul, it moves you because of the love you have for God. And that's unshakable. And unless this is not present, then your life is incomplete. Your life is unreal, because you will know for yourself that if there is action without love that moves through your action, it's empty, it's dead. There's nothing alive in it. There's nothing in alignment with your soul and your divinity. It's empty. It's dead. Might as well not do it. Such a meeting like today, the strong intention behind it all is not just for you to receive a beautiful, divine nectar and just be in bliss for a few hours, but it's to empower you to step into your divine alignment. And anything else that is troublesome, self-limiting, in any way, that's an invitation from God, from the divine, to surrender that. What are you waiting for? Why you procrastinate? Why you keep suffering? Why you keep your suffering? Why you keep your limitations? Why does that happen? It happens because of a certain ignorance. And this certain ignorance is a lack of divinity within you. So this is why a meeting like today is to help you reclaim and bring back the power of divine in you. So that through every action, through every thought, through every movement, through anything that unfolds through you is coming authentically and purely from a soul level in alignment with your divinity. And if that can truly take place, then nothing else really matters. Nothing else will matter for you. The troubles will all fade away in the love of God. Any obstacles will all melt away because you're in alignment and walking the path of your divinity. So nothing else matters. Now, to make this very clear, this doesn't mean that you will negate the world or negate anything in the external. Not at all. It will not disappear. It will be here just as it is. But there will be no attachments, nothing personal. There's nothing personal binding you, trapping you, enslaving you in any way. So you are in a world, but you're not attached to it. So check in your attachments, check in your fears that you may subscribe to. Check in if there is any insecurities. Because from the level of divine within you, that is unreal. And the unrealness is as if you are sleeping at night and dreaming, and it just feels so real. You wake up from the dream and you realize that was a dream. So it's the same thing. You give in to this world, meaning you give in to the five senses, you attach yourself, you bind yourself, you enslave yourself until you wake up, until you awaken your divine nature. And then you realize that too was a dream. The greatest illusion that binds us to this external worldly reality. So until you really settle in yourself and realize your nature, there's a godhood realization that comes from within, a divine realization that is reclaimed in a way, although there is nothing for you to hold or keep, because nothing is yours, nothing is mine. It's just a mental language, how we communicate or describe mine and yours and this and that. From the level of your divine loving nature, it's all in union, all one with God Self. But to settle in there you must lose everything else. And people are afraid to lose everything. So it is up to you to continue, suffering, because that is suffering. Holding on to, keeping what I think is mine and what I think it's yours. And that is suffering. That is a limitation when we compare that to the divine love and union with God. It can't be compared at all. So yes, we have to lose everything to gain everything. And yet nothing is yours. So check in upon any attachments, any heartly attachments, any limitations that bind you in some way or another to be small or limited or victimizing yourself in any way, because that is what holds you back from settling into your divine nature. And you don't have to look in the past. You don't have to look in the future. The golden key is in this living presence. This is all we have. And through the living presence, in a way to describe it, it's a vertical reality. But when you are in your forgetfulness of your divinity, you live in a horizontal reality. The horizontal reality having this linear reality that is self-limiting. It's binding you in time. It's binding you in cycles. It's binding you in the limitations, which is a fraction of who you truly are. So living in a horizontal way is also not going to take you to the divine nature within you. This is why meditation is the key for all of us. Because through meditation, we disengage from everything, we withdraw our attention, we go within, and we rise above. And through that, we begin to attune. Our awareness starts to spread into the higher planes of consciousness and even beyond all planes of existence, into the absolute nature, which is beyond any plane or dimension. So the only way is in and up. So if you are redirecting your attention in any other way, it is only prolonging. Yeah, there's a prolonging. And accessing your divine loving nature is available, is really available for everyone, because it is you already. No, it's not something that you will gain or get in any way. You are that divine nature. It all resides within you. But to navigate to it, it's the biggest labyrinth of all. We get lost. We get distracted. Life pulls us on all directions. Maybe relationships pull you here and there, or work troubles you. They're all streams of bubbles or energies that simply pull you away from yourself. So as we come now closer to the divine love transmission, I invite all of you to take a few moments to be real with yourself. Not with me, not with your friend, not with your partner, at least with yourself. See where you're at within you. See what's holding you or binding you or distracting you. And it's not to judge it or blame it, but to become lovingly aware of it. There's a big difference. Becoming or practicing awareness simply seeing, lovingly seeing.